welcome back to Fiddle Up. I'm Emerald Ray, and we are going to be learning shove the pig's foot. Not the fig's foot, the pig's foot. Shove the pig's foot a little further into the fire. I know that is an absolutely ridiculous tune name. It totally is. But that's also why it's really awesome. Yeah, some tune names are just really humorous and hilarious, and you can just kind of tell when they were named with a sense of humor. And this is definitely one of those tunes. And this is a really common old time tune. You can play this at any old time session. Everybody will know this one. So it's in the key of G, G major. And even though we're going to be doing beginner level, we're going to get it into a little bit of droning with this one. But we'll just start off with just the dry tune to get started with. Okay, so starting on your first finger on your A string. First finger on your A. And going up to a C natural here, second finger, low 2. So that's first finger again, and then open A. B, C, B, A. And then down to the G, that's your third finger on your D string. So what's funny about old time tunes is they kind of start before the downbeat. They start before the bar line if you're looking at the sheet music, but they start before the what we call the 1. So this tune is going to sort of start on the 4 if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So if you don't want to worry about numbers, because who wants to do that, then don't worry about it too much. Just listen to the rhythm of it and you'll be fine. So, and so we'll continue on with the first phrase here. So that's going from, and you can hit that open G if you want to, or accidentally on purpose, whatever. I might add it in accidentally on purpose because it's just so natural to do that. It feels a little bit unnatural to play old time tunes with no double stops. Generally, there's a ton of double stops everywhere, so I will do my best. So that's kind of the pickup into the next piece right there, but that is we're down on the D string now, so this is an E, first finger on your D string, and then a second finger on your D string, which gives you an F sharp. So starting on your B, so that's on your A string, B, C, B, A, and then down to your G on your D string. And then down to the E. So that's B, C, B, A, G, E, F sharp. Da, 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 da. So continuing on, we're just going to play this. Let's make it a little simpler. So we'll stick with that for now, but if you want to play this, you're welcome to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit later as we get into the more advanced part of the tune. But that's what I usually play. But it's much easier to just play. Much easier to just keep with the simple version, so that way if you go to an old time session, you won't have to worry about too many notes. So far? And then you're going to go to your G on the D string, and then down to the E, first finger, and then open D. Da 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 da. And then the next phrase. Open D. So now we're going to be working with our D string quite a bit. Open D, and then first finger on the D string, which is E, and then up to the third finger, which is a G. So we're going to go up to the B on your A string next, first finger. So that's the whole phrase right there. D, E, G, B, 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 A. Da, da, dum, da, 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 da. So the bowing is a bit random, and that's okay. We should be, releasing ourselves from the idea of having to do certain bows on certain things. Scottish music is very rigid when it comes to where you put your bow. Irish music, much less so, and old time is kind of all over the place. The only thing you really want to do in old time is make sure you do a big up bow at the end and come down on a big down bow at the beginning of your phrases. But there's multiple different ways to skin a cat with all of this. So let's start off from the very top of the tune so you have a little context of where we are. And if that's a lot of D right there, then you can add a little E note in there just to kind of break it up a little bit. So later on, we'll be improvising the melody quite a bit. So that's why it feels a little fluid right now, because we could literally do a whole bunch of different things. It's almost a little hard to figure out what the actual tune is sometimes. Da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 da. So the only funny bowing thing that I did in there, it was pretty straight. I did one little up bow slur. That's a very common move, to do a kind of a quick down bow and then a big up bow. But when you wiggle around, it looks cool. So when you get it down, you can add the wiggle. Sorry, I'm just being silly. Okay, so so moving on, we have the first phrase is exactly like the first. And then the last phrase is very similar but slightly different. So see, I played it two different ways there. See where this gets started. We'll play it this way. So that's D, E, G, B, B, A, G. So that's that same bowing pattern there. B, B, A, G. So just like in the first part, the first section, or the second phrase, sorry, we did B, 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 A. So now we're just playing B, B, A, G to resolve. Okay, I think we're ready to do the whole thing. Let's try it. Da 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 dum da da dum da dum da da dum da 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 dum da da dum dum da 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 dum da 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 da. Alrighty, so let's try the B part now. So we're gonna start off with kind of this funky syncopated kind of sounding rhythm. Da 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 da. So if you can count, if you're counting the beats, da 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 da. See how it's a little bit off the beat there? Da 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 da. So that's the first phrase we're going to be working on. Just start by singing. Da 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 da. So notice how the first part is a little off the beat, and then the second part is very on the beat. Da 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 dee da 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 da. So we're going to be starting a little ahead of the beat there again on a big down bow. So starting off on your first finger, and I'm giving it a little A, sliding into the, or just plunking down my first finger there. So starting off, bowing the A, open A string. And then putting my first finger down kind of quickly after that. And I'm going up to my third finger on the A string, that's a D. So from there, we're going to go up to the second finger, low 2 on your E string, that's a G. So that's a little bit of a twister there. And then once you get up to the G, you're going to play your open E. So that's open E, down to your third finger on the A string, a D, and then down to your first finger on the A string, that's a B, and then up to the C natural there, second finger, low 2, and then third finger on your A string, that's a D. E, D, B, C, D. Okay, so the first phrase sounds like this. Okay, so start off with a big slur down here. So see how simple that bowing is, and it's all about the rhythm. It's down, up, and down. And then it's all separate from there on out. Da 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 da. So we'll do that down and up pattern with the bow again for this next phrase. So that's down and up. So that's just 1, 2, 3 on the A string. Second finger, first finger is the B, second finger on the low 2, C natural, third finger on the D. Going up to your G natural on the E string. And that's G natural, open E, and then D on the A string, third finger. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So let's try that from the top of the A part so we can keep it all in context here. Try that again. Big down bow. Da 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 da. Okay, so the next part is exactly the same as the first. How easy is that? And then the last phrase is really nice and easy. So that's starting on your first finger on your A string, on your B. First finger on the A string, second finger on the C natural, low 2, back down to the B, and then open A, and then down to your G. Third finger on the D string. And then back up to the B, and open A, and then back down to the G again. Da 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 da. B C B A G B A G. Okay, so we're done. Isn't that fun? So I'll play the B part for you so you can hear it all. Da 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 dee da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dee dum dum. There you go. So I was sneaking a little bit of that open D drone in there. I hope that wasn't too distracting, but it's good to be able to hear that coming in and out of there. So we'll play the whole tune just without any double stops or anything now. We'll play the whole tune together. And then after that, we'll talk about how to add those little drone notes in there. So, I won't do it, I promise. 1, 2, and here Wonderful, great job. So let's talk first about how to add some of those drones in really easily, because it's kind of impossible to play old time music without doing some droning. So let's just add that first to what we've done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play the string that's underneath whatever I'm doing. So if I'm starting on my B on my A string, starting on my A string, I'm just going to play the D string too. And now I'm going down to the D string, so I'll play the G a little bit too. So I'll play the whole A part like that so you can hear. Sorry, I said I was going to play the whole A part, didn't I? Easy, right? And then the second part, the B part. Notice if I did that with this, look at this kind of, it sounds funky, but it's not quite right. So I'm going to show you what you really should do there. So this might be a little bit tricky at first, but it's worth a shot. So what I'm doing is I'm playing the third finger on the A string and second finger low 2 on the E string together. So if this is too hard, don't worry about it. You can just skip it, but if you're feeling brave, go for it. So play that D and that G together. They're the third finger on the A string, second finger on the E string. So from the beginning of the B part, it sounds like this. So instead of opening up the A string, I'm leaving that D down so that it's sort of on the chord that's happening there. And it sounds more natural, even though it doesn't feel so natural in your fingers. Going up to that G, and then open E string. And even though that's a second, very dissonant, it happens so quickly, it just kind of adds a little attention and then moves back down. So it sounds really nice. And then you'll add this to the next phrase as well. Nice and easy, right? So it makes it sound like this. So if you're just basic beginner level, don't want to worry about that yet. Don't worry about it yet. I would highly recommend you give it a try. If you're feeling ready, you want to add all those double stops, then definitely go for it. If you're ready to start working up to intermediate level, definitely add those in. And I'll talk about a few of the other things that I'll tend to throw in there too. So I'm going to be adding some pulsing bow in there. This is a very common old time bowing trick. So it's where you play 2 bows instead of 1. There's sort of two bows in there, but they're on the same bow. It's not really a slur because there's this pulse that happens in the middle of there. And what I'm doing is just giving my bow a little extra gas halfway through. Almost kind of pulling it a little harder and faster to get that pulse to happen. And you can use your index finger to kind of push a little bit. But as you can see, you don't have to do very much. It's kind of mostly giving it just a little extra speed in the middle there. So I'll do a little bit of those, and I'll do a few bits of ornamentation. But mostly what's happening is I'm playing around with the melody of the tune. I'm kind of improvising around. And I'm just kind of making this up as I go along, which you should try out doing as well. So taking some liberties with the melody there, doing those. Adding some of those pulses in there as well. And then I did a little bluesy B note up at the top. Oh, that was a trill. I just kind of added a little blue B note there, just kind of somewhere in the middle. It's a little underneath the B natural. It's just a little bit lower. There we go. So in the B part, it'll be kind of much the same. I'm kind of like adding a little C sharp in there, which is not in the key, kind of just adds a little bit of tension. And then adding a little slide in there, which might be a little too Celtic for an old time tune, but whatever, that's just, it's just me. So those are just some things you can start thinking of playing around with. As I have been saying, going through these things, like I'm adding a little bit of Celtic to old time tunes and a little old-timey stuff to Celtic tunes, and that's perfectly okay. It's fine if we're doing multi-styles around here, so it's fine to mix and match a little bit. It's good to know what's what, but it's also great to just play around and let it be kind of fusiony, because, you know, that's what we do anyway. So, and especially when you're just getting going and just getting started with all of it, just take it all in, give it all a try, and see what feels right to you. Well, there you go. Shove the pig's foot. Have a good time with this tune, and I will see you next time.